So I just got in the limo, and then we were driving out to the airport and talking about songwriting mostly, because that's one of my favorite things, and he's the king of songwriting. And just saying how good it feels when a song comes through and it's a good song and things like that. And then he said, tell me the first line of one of your songs. And I was like, oh, how are you going to impress Bob Dylan? Like, don't even try. Like, don't try and be too poetic or arty or whatever. Just keep it sort of simple and straight. So the song I'd written the day before was called Lost and Found. And the first line was just, we've got the chance to make things happen. And I just thought, that'll do. And then this is the bit he didn't expect when I said, now you tell me the first line of one of your songs. And he leads over because he talks like in a whispery sort of voice. Like, and he goes, there must be some way out of here.
The highlight of the party for me was in the next room where I walked in and Bob Dylan was absolutely hammered back on the kitchen floor and singing Ride 'em Jew Boy. And that's the first time I realized he knew the song. And he did a pretty serviceable version of it.
So we were summoned to his dressing room, and I just remember just kind of standing there like completely gobsmacked and saying, there's Bob Dylan standing in front of us, and he just said, I love your band, I think you're amazing, and could you come and join us for the last song in the set, or one of the songs in the encore? So I was thinking, great, well, Blowing in the Wind or something that we'll know. And he said, I'd like you to join us on a song called Leopard Skin, Pillbox Hat, which I'd never heard of.
So we're sitting around with Christopherson, just, shooting the shit till dawn. And every so often, Dylan and I would pick up guitars, and he would try to stump me regarding obscure bluegrass tunes, because they're seeing me playing with this bluegrass group, John Harold, and also rockabilly tunes, because rockabilly and bluegrass are basically the same genre. So Bob, being a student of these kind of tunes as well, would say, hey, you know this one, you know that one, thinking that they could find one I didn't know, but I knew all these tunes because I loved these as well. And not only did I know the songs, but I knew the words, so I could harmonize with them. And I knew at the time, this guy's auditioning some future thing.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the poet laureate of rock and roll, the voice of the promise of the 60s counterculture, the guy who forced folk into bed with rock, who donned makeup in the 70s and disappeared into a haze of substance abuse, who emerged to find Jesus, who was written off as a has-been by the end of the 80s, and who suddenly shifted gears, releasing some of the strongest music of his career beginning in the late 90s. Columbia recording artist, Bob Dylan.